inspired me to draw. I've always liked to draw. When I was a kid, there were no computers or televisions or really anything, so we just had basically sticks and rocks, but eventually at some point when I was a child they came up with paper and pencils and I was hooked. Probably if there were all these gadgets that they have today, maybe I wouldn't have drawn as much. Well, coding came along a lot later. When I started teaching, I was teaching math, and I was given, this is probably back in the early 80s, I was given a math class where the students did an hour of geometry, and then we did an hour of computer programming. Back then we did proofs, and the students would write a proof. They wouldn't know if it was right or wrong, and I would try to explain it to them, but when they wrote a computer program, they would immediately know if it was right or if it ran, and every time they got it working, they would get very happy. So I was kind of hooked, and that was almost 30 years ago. Holly hasn't heard this, so the first day of class I asked my students 5 questions. I said, which one of these things is not true? And I can't remember what they were, but one of them was, I actually shot 3 70-pound bullets at a United States Navy jet out of the front end of a guided missile destroyer. That's 1. 2, I own an ice cream shop. 3, I'm an ordained minister and I preach sermons most Sundays. 4, I dropped out of high school when I was 16. And 5, I own a pit bull. And I said, which one of those was not true? And most people thought it was the ordained minister thing. But it turns out they're all true. Actually, I was not supposed to shoot bullets at the plane, so there's no connection whatsoever. The reason that happened, it's kind of an involved story, but we were doing target practice, we were tracking on a target, all of a sudden the computer system switched to the wrong target, and there's a big gun in the front of a guided missile destroyer, and somebody has to pull a trigger. It's like a pistol grip with a cord that comes out of it, and I shot 3 bullets at this, and when I say bullets, these are 70-pound bombs, and the pilot was angry. He flew away immediately, and when we got back to port, the officers of my ship sent him a case of champagne, and he sent it back. That's how he felt about the whole situation. It was not something that the Navy would care to repeat.